downtown Sylacauga. Sunset tonight at 7:53. That is a wrap for me on Daybreak Live this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you bright and early in the morning at 5:30. Till then, God bless you. God bless America. And as always, stay safe, everyone.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is Wednesday, 7:30, July the 17th. I'm Courtney Lynham. I am your host of Rise and Shine every weekday morning, Monday through Friday. Wednesdays are Oven Odyssey Wednesday. If I look happy, it's because I am. Because I came hungry. And I know that by the time I leave, I will no longer be hungry because, of course, Oven Odyssey. Chef Dave and Susan Shipman are with us this morning, as they are every Wednesday morning. I've got to remind you, if you are looking for any catering needs, big or small, Oven Odyssey has you covered, and it will be delicious. So your guest of whatever event you may be hosting will be very happy and have happy bellies. So, Miss Susan, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
I am happy.
Me too.
Yeah, I get to hang out with good friends, happy and hungry,
yes, yeah.
Which usually don't go together, because usually hungry equals hangry.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
my husband can always tell, like, well, you know, he's always like, okay,
do you need something to eat?
Yeah, why don't you get some food and then we'll talk about this?
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, we can't help
That's
it,
good.
right? Sometimes
there's nothing better than sharing food with friends. It just brings us that much closer together, and you know, we have great conversations over food, and yeah, it's a lovely thing to be able to share food with friends.
You know, food is a language, right? I mean, that is always a shared thing that people can always bond over. Yeah, I mean, having a dinner with someone, think about all the activities that are around food, all the gatherings that are centered around food.
Absolutely. Food was a thing at my house when we were growing up. I mean, there were meals on the table for dinner every day, and that was how it was, and there were no excuses for not being at the table for dinner.
Got to be there. We still try to do that in my family, try to unplug, no cell phones at the table, and have dinner together.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot. There's a song that I love that is, I Want a House with a Crowded Table.
Oh, yes.
And like, it's such a beautiful song, but that's, you know, it's so many of us.
It's a good thing, and I think that, you know, generally as a society, we're pushing away from that, because the generations under me are just not that attuned to that whole thing, to even preparing a meal at all, so.
Yeah, let's normalize having meals together.
Absolutely.
And gathering with friends and family. Unplug, put your cell phone away, make a rule at your table that no cell phones allowed. Yeah, 30 minutes of uninterrupted family time for enjoying. So
we met a guy yesterday at the Cleburne Farmers Market in Heflin, and I don't know where I was going with that. Something to do with that, sitting down. Oh, his grandkids, when they come over, they all want to be in the kitchen with Pawpaw, because he's making jelly, or he's always making biscuits. He's always making something, and he put their names on the labels of the jelly that they made to make them feel a whole part of that, you know, in this entrepreneurial thing, because they're going to sell it and they'll get the money for it, and so. I think that's awesome to get the family involved in cooking, because you know, who do they learn from? They learn from us.
They do. Yeah, and what a cool thing to do with your family and be able to have that finished product that they can be so proud of and share with. So you were at a farmer's market yesterday. How many farmer's markets a week do you do with Oven Odyssey?
2 right now, and I think we're just going to have to keep it to 2 right now because we've been a little crazy busy. And we have to sleep. I have to sleep sometimes. Yeah. And then the garden's blowing up, and so there's the picking. It doesn't just come off of the plant by itself. You do have to pick it and then
doesn't
kind of
just
sort
land
it a
in
little
your
bit.
kitchen?
It doesn't. No, it does not land in the kitchen or in the truck or on the display table at the farmer's market. So
there's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
But it's rewarding work.
Yeah.
It truly is. And we've got almost everything in the garden is ripe now. And so I somehow planted 30 different varieties of tomatoes, and so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a tomato tasting at the Botanical Gardens tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. So we're taking some of our tomatoes there. There's going to be prizes for biggest, ugliest, tastiest, and a few other things, and so that's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds like fun. Are there tickets available, or
I think it's tickets, and I think you can get tickets at the door. At maybe $10. Amy from the museum came out to the Jacksonville Farmers Market on Saturday and came by our booth there and saw all the many different kinds of tomatoes that we had and said, would you like to? And we were like, well, yeah, of course. So, absolutely.
That's exciting. You'll have to update us next Wednesday on what you win or what your experience was. Hey, speaking of tickets, I have to let our viewers know something very exciting. Yesterday, I had some of the cast from Fiddler on the Roof at Theater of Gadsden, and I have 2 tickets that are available to win on our Facebook page. So all you have to do is go to WEAC TV 24, find that post about the giveaways, and comment, like, and share for your chance, and we're going to be giving them away right here on Rise and Shine on Friday morning.
Excellent.
I know. It's
Excellent.
going to be such a great
And it's for
play.
Fiddler on the Roof.
It's for Fiddler on the Roof.
Wonderful.
It
What a
opens
great
this
production.
Friday. I know.
Yeah.
And the tickets there's 6 performances, so you can choose which performance you would like to use your tickets.
Great.
I know. I'm going to be there opening night Friday night. I'm super excited. The Theater of Gadsden, that's where I've done a lot, including Patsy Cline. I want to say thanks to Karen Owens. She is a very sweet friend of mine. She, after seeing Patsy Cline, a few months later, they went to visit her museum, and she brought me back this T-shirt. So I was really grateful for that. But I've done 7 shows with the Theater of Gadsden.
Okay.
And it's just a really, you think community theater, but I mean, there's some amazing talent in this community, in these surrounding communities, because some of the actors and actresses are from Calhoun County as well.
Right.
But so enter for your chance to win that Fiddler on the Roof, share and like. So I had to give a little shout out to that.
How many productions do they do a year-ish?
5.
Okay.
Yep. So,
that's great.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay.
5. I'm going to say 5. We're going to 5 final answer.
5 is the final answer, give or take.
Because I know at the beginning, the first show of the season was still Magnolias, which I played True V, so I got to be in that. And then they did The Outsiders, and then Fiddler, and then Beehive is the next performance.
Cool.
And so auditions for that are the last Monday and Tuesday of this month.
Okay.
And that's a 50s, 60s musical.
Oh,
I know, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Got you written all over it,
I
huh?
know, and it's got a wonderful director, Dr. Cheryl Sington, who is a friend of mine and an incredibly talented, wonderful person.
Super.
And so, so she'll be directing that. And then the Miracle on, what street is that, 54th?
30, 20,
34th, 32, 34. Numbers are not my thing, okay?
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th 4th Street.
Yes,
There we go. Woo, we got there. Thanks, Jeff.
It took
You know, it happens.
Scenic view.
But lots of cool things. Well, let's get back to talking about food.
Oh, yes.
So tomatoes at the Botanical Garden.
Yes, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
I think we may have a shot at the largest tomato. I'm not going to pick that baby until like right before I go over there.
Is it like a large tomato?
It's a
like,
big tomato.
Cool.
It's very big, yes. It is, Prudence Purple is the variety of tomato that it is, and it is ginormous. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Ginormous.
Ginormous, yes.
So if you want to check out some ginormous tomatoes, make sure you go head on out to the Botanical Gardens.
Small ones and colorful ones, and we've certainly got a vast assortment, and so yeah, it's going to be fun, and I'll get to see the tomatoes that I didn't plant, right?
There you go. Yeah, get to check out other people's maters. Yeah, all things. And speaking of, I see some tomatoes that are over on Chef Dave's table. So what do you say we go hear a word from our sponsors, check in with your local news and area weather, and we'll get back and check in on what's on the menu this morning with Oven Odyssey. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
More than 2.5 million youths admitted to vaping, according to data from the CDC. Teens are at a greater risk for nicotine addiction because their brains are still developing. Please talk to your children about vaping.
Although we may see things differently,
the message can still reach me.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop, serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at hughespaintandbody.com.
I'm Lacey Quantz with your TV 24 News Update. 55-year-old Jonathan Lanier Bradbury died from gunshot wounds while he was driving on Interstate 65 in Birmingham late Wednesday night. The incident occurred just before 11 o'clock p.m. on I-65 northbound, just past the 32nd Avenue exit. North Precinct officers were originally dispatched to a report of a single vehicle crash. While they were en route, they were alerted that a motorist had been shot. Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service transported Bradbury to UAB Hospital, but unfortunately he died shortly after. Sergeant Laquita Wade said that road crews currently paving I-65 southbound in that area heard the shots and then the crash, but that they did not see anything. 2 shell casings could be seen in the roadway at the 32nd Avenue exit. Per AL.com, it wasn't immediately clear if there were more shell casings further up the interstate. Bradbury traveled at least 100 yards before crashing into the concrete median. Wade said that it's too soon to know if Bradbury was targeted. She said, "At this time, we have no idea what could have happened here on the interstate. Anyone with information is asked to call homicide detectives at 205-254-1764 or Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. For more news stories like these, plus weather with Justin Beal and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Collins.
I'm dancing because food makes me happy. And we have Oven Odyssey in the house. You're watching Rise and Shine. Thank you for starting your day off with us. It is Wednesday, July the 17th, 7:45 in the morning. And Chef Dave is all set up, and I am super excited to find out what he is cooking up for us this morning.
I am too.
All right. You don't even know, Susan?
I am too.
We're both surprised.
We had
Happy
some
Wednesday.
conversations about it, but I don't know where we landed.
Well, let's check in on Chef Dave, see what you're cooking.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This morning we're making mushroom and spinach risotto. We're going to top that with a little sauteed scallops, little seared scallops, and it's going to be a fun breakfast. So
Risotto.
we've got arborio rice here, which is a smaller grain rice. And what I've done is I've kind of toasted the rice a little bit, kind of like you'd toast almond slivers. And now we're going to add a little chicken broth to that.
Just sizzle.
Smell-o-vision's getting there.
Nice. Wow. So you started the rice without any liquid.
I did, because I wanted to toast the grains a little bit.
Okay.
Right? So the trick to risotto is instead of boiling your rice or steaming your rice, you're basically frying the rice, right? So we add a little broth.
Just chicken broth or vegetable broth?
This is chicken broth.
Okay.
We're going to add a little bit of Marsala wine early so that it can cook down.
It is already smelling
Kick our heat up a little
delicious.
bit.
Whoop. You scared me, Chef.
Never be scared. Never be scared.
That's to see the bottom of that glove.
Exactly, right? So while that's getting happy, we're going to go ahead. We've got some baby bella mushrooms here, which I've stemmed and I've wiped clean.
Because sometimes they have dirt on them.
They do. They grow in dirt.
They grow in dirt.
But the thing with mushrooms is you don't want to really wash your mushrooms, right? You're not going to immerse them in water and wash them. You're going to take a damp towel and wipe them off.
Oh, I'm doing it all wrong.
You're going to wipe that dirt off because you don't want to add the moisture to the mushrooms.
Oh.
And you can see already that the risotto is simmering in the pan. I've got kind of a wok skillet here, but any big skillet would work for this. And we're going to let that stock cook down and the Marsala wine cook down until it's not quite dry. Then we'll add a little bit, and we'll keep doing that process until the rice is done. So that's the trick with risotto. Is it's a nice slow cook.
Smells good. Every time I think of risotto, I can't help but think about that Seinfeld episode. Oh, the risotto. No, not ringing bells. Let me know if you do. If you're a Seinfeld fan, and risotto makes you think of that episode.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that episode.
Oh,
I am a fan.
gosh. Oh, it's a really good one. Poor George.
I really like baby bellas or big portobellos. They just add some flavor to that. White mushrooms will work for this too. If you don't want to do mushrooms, don't do mushrooms. Just do the risotto. That's okay too.
Yeah, but mushrooms are so delicious.
So as this rice kind of fries and sautés, it soaks up the stock. And you can see already, just in, 2 minutes,
Wow.
that it's already picked up that stock. Add a little more.
Give them a little puffy.
Wow, that was quick.
Little rice puffs, yes. So while that's going on, we're going to prep our veggies. We'll get these mushrooms sliced up. We've got some beautiful fresh garden tomatoes that we're going to employ today. Got a little fresh garlic, got some onion,
We didn't have any garlic last week, did we?
No. Not any kind of garlic.
Not a John garlic.
Not a John, not a Lucy.
Not a Lucy, not a roasted. None of that.
Not a clove to be seen.
Nope. So this morning we've got that kind of garlic, and hey to John and Lucy. Glad they had some safe travels. John checked in with us on the news with his travels to Vermont, and looks like they had a wonderful time.
Excellent.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get to see him back here. Well, he'll be tonight on the news, 5 p.m.
Yay.
with John and Lacey.
So we've got a Vidalia onion here. We're going to dice it kind of fine. And while this rice is in its early stages, we're going to get this going in with the risotto.
Using Vidalia for the sweetness?
Yes, I like Vidalias. Vidalias, white onions. Look at that. It's already soaked up that already. And look how much bigger, if you can see that on the smell-o-vision, how much bigger these rice grains are already. They've already doubled.
Wow.
So we're going to add a little more stock to that. Slow and easy wins the race with that.
Look how easy you make cutting onions. I'd be crying. Is there any trick to not, is it just getting used to it, to not cry when you cut onions?
A lot of it has to do with the onion. You know, sometimes onions are just kind of really strong.
Yeah.
You can soak them in cold water. You can do the old matchstick in your mouth trick, but ultimately, if it's going to be one of those stinky onions, it's going to be one of those stinky onions.
Yeah. Onions are so good.
Those purple onions are the very worst at making
They
my
really
eyes
are,
bleed.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're so delicious.
They
Purple
are.
onions, some people call them
gorgeous.
red onions. Those are very aromatic. Now, speaking of aromatic, we're adding our onions. We're going to let that saute with the rice. We're going to get this garlic processed. I buy whole fresh cloves and then just, you know, I keep them in the pantry till I'm ready to break them open, and once I get it going like that, I'll put them in the fridge.
Now,
And those
I have
cloves
used
will
that
last
trick.
for weeks.
Your garlic, where you press it and then peel it, I have started utilizing that the few
Yep,
times
garlic
that I've-
press is great.
That makes it so much easier.
It
When you
does.
smack it, she's talking about getting the skin off of it. When
Oh
you
yeah,
smack it. And
give it the old smack and
Yeah.
break the clove open, and then it makes it easy to peel and easy to chop and process. So that's one big clove, and I think
Yeah.
that's going to be enough for what we're doing. So we're going to throw that in there. A little more stock. Maybe a little more Marsala wine.
Nice.
And that's going to get happy. And the risotto is probably the most time-consuming part of this. It's not something you can walk away from. You can't just set a timer on it and go do something else.
did you start with olive oil in the pan?
I
Is
did
there
not.
any oil in there?
I started the pan dry. I put the dry arborio rice.
Yeah. So there's not any grease in there at all?
Not at all. And this is the rice product we're using today. It's an arborio rice, which is a smaller Italian grain. And you
So
can see how
arborio
quickly.
is the variety, not the brand
Correct.
name.
That's correct.
I always thought you would, like, risotto was like an actual, like, risotto.
Risotto's a
so-
process,
Gotcha.
right?
Look at us learning things. I love it.
Yes.
I learned so much on Wednesdays.
And so often in cooking, a process kind of takes the, you know, the name is in the process, but it takes the product and kind of turns it into, and people call it, well, that's risotto rice. Well, it's not until you cook it like risotto rice.
Yeah.
So I can already see this rice is coming up quick, getting nice and poofy. So we're going to let it keep doing its thing for a minute before we add our mushrooms. Mushrooms cook down, as you know, a lot smaller than they start. So however many mushrooms you think you're going to use in that dish, probably need to put twice as many in there. So we got a couple of cups of baby bellas there. We're going to let that go. We've got, Susan, tell me what kind of tomatoes we have today. So
You have a yellow stuffer, and those
I
are
think
probably celebrities.
Yep.
Mhm.
So we're going to use them in the final stages with our scallops. just mostly for some color and a little flavor.
I'm so giddy right now. I'm so excited.
Man, this is getting happy.
We learned something yesterday at the farmers market in Cleveland County in Heflin, and about using the skins off of the tomatoes. When you're canning tomatoes, you put them in boiling water and then the skins come off real nice and easy. Keeping those, dehydrating them, and then grinding them into a powder and using it as a flavoring or to create a tomato paste if you just don't need very much. And it's like, oh, I never thought of that.
I had never heard that
they go in the
before.
trash can or the compost.
Yeah, utilize the entire tomato.
We are looking forward to saving the skins of a couple of thousand tomatoes.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
What do you plan? Do you make it? Are you going to make it into a paste or a powder?
We're going to start with a powder, and then I think you store it as the powder, and then you can use it to
do
make
whatever you want to with it. Sprinkle it
a little
on where
paste
you
or,
might use
seasoning.
paprika or something instead. And
look at
we'll
that!
see.
Look what that rice is doing.
You need us to taste that yet?
I know, right? I'm wondering if the audience can hear my belly calling out for the risotto.
So I think our rice is getting pretty close. We're going to go ahead and add the mushrooms.
Nice. More broth.
A little bit more stock. And you know, you can ask me, well, how much chicken stock or chicken broth do you use for this? It's a lot. It's kind of depends on the rice and the cook time. We're about 3 cups in right now.
Look at that.
And you can see. So we're going to slow this down a little bit, and that can start to get happy there.
So slow her down.
So we've got a nice celebrity tomato. We're going to core it. The easiest way to do that is I can cut it in half and do a little V, cut that core right out of there. I'm not worried about the rear end there. It's going to be fine. And what I like about celebrities is they're meaty. They're not stuffed with water. So if you're cooking with them, you've got a tomato that's going to give you some meat there. So we'll give that a little rough chop.
Boy, they're all going to be real juicy here since the rain that we've got in the past couple of days. A big shower this morning, too. That lightning must have been really close because the thunder happened, just made the whole house rattle. Freaked the dogs out.
Yeah, me too. And it was, y'all may not know this, but Susan and I live on the same farm, and our houses are maybe a quarter mile apart.
Oh, that's nice.
10th, probably. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I'm pretty sure that lightning strike was
it was like on the
my
dam.
head.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was right there. Yeah, because the thunder really was just jolting. It was time to get up anyway, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, her
we're
poodleness was
good.
not digging that. So.
I'm sure she wasn't.
Oh, sweet
Her
Gretchen.
poodleness.
Her poodleness.
And
Oh, wait,
it
you've
was
got to bring her in sometime.
60-pound poodle in my lap.
I know.
So
She can sit in my lap, and I'll snuggle her.
she's a snuggler. So
She's a good lap dog.
Yeah.
let's see what this yellow stuff looks like.
There you go. Yes.
God, that's like a bell pepper.
It is.
That's what I
looks like.
thought.
If I didn't know better, I would think that. And this one's a small one compared to the ones we sold at the. I was jealous yesterday because we sold all the big ones.
I know. You're like, oh, we just thought about cooking those things.
Yeah, I had a plan for that.
Uh-huh.
It does look like a bell pepper.
You'll notice I haven't seasoned this yet. We're going to add some salt and pepper here in a minute, but salt soaks the moisture out of the mushrooms and out of the rice, so I don't want to do that until I'm ready to, getting close to serving. So we're going to let that get happy, and we're getting really close there.
Wow, it is amazing how much that tomato looks like a pepper.
It does. It even cuts like one.
Wow, look at that.
Fun.
I don't know. Prove it. I need to see this.
Cool choices. Yeah.
Fun mater.
Yeah, it's.
And what is it called?
It's a yellow stuffer.
Well, that makes sense. You could stuff that tomato.
Absolutely.
Put some.
Truly my intent. Yes.
All right,
Yes,
well,
indeed.
while you're cutting up that tomato, we're gonna go to a quick break, hear a word from our sponsors. We also wanna hear from you. If you've tried any of these amazing Chef Dave recipes, let us know. Send in some photos of your recipe. If you wanna try this risotto recipe this evening or the rest of this week or this weekend, we want to hear from you. So anyway, all right, so we will go to a quick break, and I'm too hungry to think, and the smells are overwhelmingly amazing. So we'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on TV 24.
Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Bentley Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. 55-year-old Jonathan Lanier Bradbury died from gunshot wounds while he was driving on Interstate 65 in Birmingham late Wednesday night. The incident occurred just before 11 o'clock p.m. on I-65 northbound, just past the 32nd Avenue exit. North Precinct officers were originally dispatched to a report of a single vehicle crash. While they were en route, they were alerted that a motorist had been shot. Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service transported Bradbury to UAB Hospital, but unfortunately he died shortly after. Sergeant Laquita Wade said that road crews currently paving I-65 southbound in that area heard the shots and then the crash, but that they did not see anything. 2 shell casings could be seen in the roadway at the 32nd Avenue exit. Per AL.com, it wasn't immediately clear if there were more shell casings further up the interstate. Bradbury traveled at least 100 yards before crashing into the concrete median. Wade said that it's too soon to know if Bradbury was targeted. She said, "At this time, we have no idea what could have happened here on the interstate. Anyone with information is asked to call homicide detectives at 205-254-1764 or Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. For more news stories like these, plus weather with Justin Beal and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Rise and shine. It is July 17th, Wednesday morning, Oven Odyssey Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and Chef Dave is cooking up risotto, and it smells so good in this studio. So, Chef Dave, what part of the process are you on now?
So the risotto is doing its thing. We're going to take our scallops, and scallops are mostly water. So ideally, I like to thaw them out quickly, not quickly, but under refrigeration in a drip pan and let some of that moisture drain off of them. Mm-hmm. We're going to pat them dry with some paper towels.
And that's a smart thing to do with the whole lot of the fishes that you get frozen, even fresh.
Particularly if you want a good sear on it, you need to
want it to be too wet.
Get some of that moisture out, because what we'll see today is it's probably going to release a whole lot of water.
I love scallops.
And we're preheating our saute pan. You notice I don't have the Teflon pan today. We've got a nice stainless steel pan that hopefully will help us get a good sear on these scallops.
It's not because the other ones are dirty.
Not at all. They're actually
Not today.
There were clean options.
You know, that is one of the things when you're cooking or when you're a chef is like the utensils and the pans that you use are so important. So not only knowing the ingredients, but knowing what pans and spoons and
And
utensils.
I wish you guys could smell these guys because
I do too.
I love the smell of scallops. I don't know. There's something about it.
They're nice. That's one of my favorite bougie seafoods.
Me too.
Big fan, and I am so excited.
Mama really loved scallops.
Oh,
And
was a favorite.
yes, an absolute favorite.
We're using some more broth over here.
Yeah, you know,
It's a
you
lot.
just got to kind of keeping that pan wet, and you can tell, and you can taste the risotto as you go. Typically, a nice slow cooked risotto is going to take you about 45 minutes.
Okay.
We're pushing a little hard with that today. So we've got our pan preheated. We're going to add some olive oil.
For the scallops. I'm doing a happy dance.
And we're going to go ahead and get these scallops in here.
Listen to the sizzle.
Hello.
Nice. Okay. Let's not have to call the fire department.
Hope not. I'm going to add a little bit of butter to that.
So take it off, put
And
them on
all
the
that
heat.
poof that just happened was the water and
Steam,
scallops.
Ah. Is that why you took it off the heat for a moment?
Yeah, these burners can run a little hotter than your stove.
Yeah. Those are great though, those burners.
They're
and those
awesome.
are available through Oven Odyssey.
Indeed, they are.
So
Yes.
if you're
Let me tell
interested.
you, I was right in the middle of a project at home, and my big eye went out right when I needed it most, and these were just, it was great to have one of these
the
lying
backup.
around so that I could use that.
Yeah, and if you're going camping or
Yeah.
you know, out and about,
Super
like
good.
they're so handy and they're really small. They have a nice little carrying case.
They do. Easier than one of the Coleman get-ups. And we have a new toy, too, that we haven't test-driven yet. We have to bring it in and see about it. We're looking at a little oven job because we need to be able to show some things that you have to cook in the oven. And so looking at some options for that.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we'll look forward to learning more about that.
Yeah.
Oh, scallop down.
Scallop down. We had a jumper. I'm going to go. I've got room for the rest of these, so I'm going to go.
Wow, look at all that water.
And scallops don't take very long to cook.
No, they don't.
Probably don't want to overcook a scallop
No.
either. It could get kind of rubbery.
They do
or,
get kind of rubber bandy.
Not at all. And if you're fortunate and you can find great big sea scallops, that's where it's at.
Yes.
So we're going to add a little sea salt to our risotto.
Thanks.
We're going to add some fresh ground black pepper. We're going to add a little butter to let that kind of cream in there with it.
Because butter makes everything.
Butter makes everything
Oh, my
better.
goodness, yes.
Yum.
So our scallops are getting happy here.
That was my smile. Oh, yeah. And I do have to apologize to our viewers if you hear my tummy rumbling. You're Sue Jeff, our floor manager. He's like, yep. Oh, is that spinach?
This is some fresh spinach. We're going to stack it. You
Speaking
can
of spinach, that cooks down. Like you think a whole bag of spinach is going to be enough, and
Yeah.
then it
Cooks
just
down
makes
to
this
nothing.
one little tiny bit.
So I'm going to kind of pick the big stems off here. Give our risotto a stir.
You do have to maintain that risotto. Do you want me to come over and help you with the risotto stirring?
cool.
I could have offered.
I appreciate the offer. A little more broth.
There you go.
And you can see with these scallops how much water they're releasing.
Nice. Yeah, I'm always down to be a sous chef if needed.
I'm always looking for a good sous chef.
Well, there you go. Now I know how to cut up vegetables properly by watching Chef Dave do it.
Yeah, I think the position pays about $1.24 an hour.
There we go. Well, it's something.
It is.
I will work for food.
We'll work for food. That's it.
We'll do.
Yes. Yes.
So this risotto is getting really close. I want to let it kind of start drying out now.
Okay. So no more broth for the risotto?
Probably not. I think we're there now. You see how much the mushrooms have cooked down?
Yeah, that looks yummy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be yummy.
Ooh,
So
I'm
we'll
so
turn our heat down a little bit. Revisit our scallop pan.
Now, I'll sing for food and I'll work for food.
All you got to do is sing to me.
There we go.
So we've stacked our spinach up, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in a what we call a chiffonade, which is little ribbons of spinach. This is great for spinach. That's some stemmy stuff. Great for basil. I don't want huge leaves in this. If you do, you can. Nothing wrong with that.
Just to add a little color and a little texture or flavor.
And a little flavor, yes. Those scallops are getting happy. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off.
That's two. Two down. Dave.
No, do we have another scallop down? Chef.
We're going to take a couple of tablespoons of butter.
Wow.
Because we like butter.
Yeah.
And we're going to, with the heat off, we're going to let that butter just kind of cream in there with those scallops. That's one. Because again, I don't want to clarify that butter. I don't want to really, get it to a browning point. I just want to coat those scallops with it. It'll deglaze the pan too.
Coating the scallops with butter. That's
stuff
lovely.
there. We'll check on
Burning
our
the risotto.
spinach and mushroom risotto.
Don't burn the risotto.
And we're going to cut the heat off of that and let it stand for a sec.
More calm about that. Stressing over the scallops on the floor.
Gotcha. Like Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, yes.
I got you, babe.
Uh-huh.
Aw. I got you, babe.
So a little salt and scallops. Maybe a little more salt in the risotto. A little fresh pepper on the scallops. Not a lot of seasoning today. We want the food to do the work. And then in this heated pan, we're going to add our colored tomatoes.
Hello.
Our reds and our yellows.
My cheeks hurt from smiling. So happy.
You give that a quick flash just to give those tomatoes a chance to warm up a little bit. Not really cooking them, just warming them up a little bit.
And we have a fun plan with some of those yellow stuffers to more will be revealed on that.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
When can we anticipate a reveal?
It was a great plan until we sold them all.
Oh, well.
Yes, yes.
Plan B.
So,
Yeah, plan B.
probably next week we will try to do something with those babies. That will be
Good.
So look at that,
entertaining
adds a little
and
color to
fun.
our scallops.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it
That's
is
looking
gorgeous.
pretty.
Ooh, it's getting time.
pepper jumping around there.
Anticipation. And this was a really quick meal. Now, you said the risotto, though, you kind of...
It was a quick meal.
Okay. So he's going to plate that up.
That's
oh,
pretty.
my goodness. Look how beautiful that is.
And that was maybe a cup and a half of risotto, maybe two. You see how much it made.
Wow. So a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
That's good. We have hungry people here. That's a good
Yes,
thing.
you do. Yes, you do. I never even attempt eating breakfast on Wednesdays.
You may
because
as well
what's
not.
the point? I want to be nice and hungry.
So we used our scallop jus and the moisture from the tomatoes and some creamed butter to make a little sauce with that.
Lovely.
And we're just going to top that off.
I think we can eat that.
I think we can, and I think you at home can too. You saw how simple that was. I know Chef has some, little tricks of cutting up the vegetables, but you can absolutely make a meal like this at home and have, happy bellies at home. And let us know. So if you try one of the meals, we want to hear from you. We want to see pictures of the meal, and we want to hear how you've enjoyed the recipe. So right now, So my mouth is watering. We are going to go to a quick break, and when we get back, we get to try the risotto. So
Yes.
stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on TV 24.
Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. 55-year-old Jonathan Lanier Bradbury died from gunshot wounds while he was driving on Interstate 65 in Birmingham late Wednesday night. The incident occurred just before 11 o'clock p.m. on I-65 northbound, just past the 32nd Avenue exit. North Precinct officers were originally dispatched to a report of a single vehicle crash. While they were en route, they were alerted that a motorist had been shot. Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service transported Bradbury to UAB Hospital, but unfortunately he died shortly after. Sergeant Laquita Wade said that road crews currently paving I-65 southbound in that area heard the shots and then the crash, but that they did not see anything. 2 shell casings could be seen in the roadway at the 32nd Avenue exit. Per AL.com, it wasn't immediately clear if there were more shell casings further up the interstate. Bradbury traveled at least 100 yards before crashing into the concrete median. Wade said that it's too soon to know if Bradbury was targeted. She said, "At this time, we have no idea what could have happened here on the interstate. Anyone with information is asked to call homicide detectives at 205-254-1764 or Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. For more news stories like these, plus weather with Justin Beal and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Klontz.
What is on your table? Because I am super excited for this risotto. Oven Odyssey Wednesday. Welcome back to Rise and Shine. 8:17. And I'm okay. I'm leaning in. I'm ready.
She's
leaning in.
I'm ready. It smells so good.
Not your traditional breakfast food.
That's okay. I like non-traditional food for breakfast.
Give you extra because I know you're going to eat it.
And then you can have, yes, thank you. Then you can have
Gently, please.
breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
You know, we can eat whatever we want at whatever time of day.
That's it.
I know. I'm so happy. Oh man, this smells so good.
Start with dessert.
I'm ready to dig in. So somebody else is going to have to do the talking.
I know. I'm ready for muffins.
Okay.
Y'all,
and I'll talk about muffins.
Okay,
while
talk
you're
about the
starting your
muffins.
food there.
Get a scallop in this. Okay.
The muffins are a super easy thing to do, and usually, you have the ingredients for muffins in your kitchen. It's 2 cups of self-rising flour, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, 1/3 of a cup of canola oil or whatever, not olive oil, you have, or melted butter. And how far did we get with that? And then you're going to use a cup of fruit. And if you're using apples, adding a little bit of cinnamon is kind of nice. How's the risotto?
And we found some nice Chilton County
It's
peaches
no
for
good,
these,
Susan.
right?
Just go ahead and I'll take y'all.
Okay.
Give it up.
I'm still on this then. That's good. Okay.
This is amazing.
And Chilton County peaches are in these muffins because they are fresh right now. And we have got the white peach and then the not white peach, the peach colored peach. And I think that these are both cling peaches, meaning that they cling to the seed.
To the pit.
To the pit. And so I've also got a little lime glaze here that is made with lime
some
juice.
muffin goo to go in there.
Muffin goo, lime juice, and confectioner's sugar. And you just do a little drizzle with this. You don't get all carried away with a whole bunch because it just doesn't need a whole bunch. It's just more to add a little color than to add to the way that it looks rather than to add to the way that it tastes. Unless
you're doing
my
a little
dad.
Ziploc piping bag.
Yeah, just
magic.
a bag that you put a hole in the bottom of. That hole is too big. But
So that's just confectioner sugar and
lime.
Lime.
And
Nice.
if you're doing something with like a vanilla, you can put a little bit of vanilla in instead of the lime juice. You would use some milk, but vanilla is really not good with peach in this girl's thought.
So if somebody doesn't want to cook the muffins and wants you to cook the muffins,
yeah,
then call Oven Odyssey and then you can
or text us.
Yeah.
And
We can fix it up. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of the past couple of weeks. Susan referred to it earlier. A lot of meals to go. You know, for about 2 to 4 people, and that's been really popular. And we can do that. We just need a little notice, and we can get it to your door and have dinner ready for you.
Nice.
And we got
How
a little
nice is that?
party coming up.
Oh, yeah?
It's just a girl party on
Just
Thursday.
a girl party.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
10 women, and so I
Doing wontons.
doing wontons and
Thursday,
sausage balls. Yes, with
we're
peanut
excited
sauce
about that.
and with the that soy sauce.
We love the wontons. And so what do you think about your alternative breakfast this morning?
2 thumbs up.
It's just beautiful right here, even just on the plate. The colors
And
are
the
so
thing with
nice.
scallops is before you think they're done, they're probably done.
Yep.
That was really quick.
Doesn't take
This
long
is
to cook a
absolutely
scallop.
fabulous. And the risotto is cooked perfectly. Like the texture of it is amazing. This is so good. It's seasoned so well, but you didn't use that many seasonings.
Doesn't need a lot, a little salt, pepper. You know, you've got spinach, you've got the portobello mushrooms or the baby bello mushrooms, the
That's nice.
chicken stock,
Yeah.
little Marsala wine, which
That adds
doesn't
some flavor.
overpower the dish, but it just adds a little complexity to the sauce. And you don't really need a heavy sauce on the scallops. It's just
Yeah, but that absorbed it, and of course with the butter, and
well, butter makes everything better.
it
Yeah.
really does, you know? Yeah, this
My
is absolutely
goodness.
fantastic. I know the flavor explosion. Is this something that someone could pre-order, or would it warm up okay? Or?
I think it would. You know, it would be ideally served immediately. You know, seafood gets kind of a little tougher after that. But
What are some examples of pre-ordered meals?
we do a lot of lasagna. We're doing today. I'm doing meatloaf and mashed potatoes and butter beans. And tomorrow, roast pork tenderloin with roasted veggies,
Nice.
which should be yummy. And another Boston butt this weekend. So.
The
Staying
pork
busy.
tenderloin with the roasted vegetables has a really
that's my
lovely
fave.
presentation. It's people are scared of cooking a whole pork tenderloin, and it's not really that big fat hairy deal.
Yeah, but you're not scared of it.
I ain't scared.
Heck
No.
We'll do it.
That's what I need to do is get the pre-ordered and tell Warren that I've made him dinner. I wonder if he would believe me.
Yeah. Pre-order it, plate it.
I know, right?
He won't. Jeff says he won't believe me.
You might.
Well, I think I'm ready for a muffin. You ready for a muffin?
This is so good.
I'm going to use my scallop fork on my muffin.
I'm telling you. So muffins are easy to make, but they're also much easier to text this phone number.
And they have an
Absolutely.
egg
That's
in
the
them
easiest.
also.
That's the easiest way right there
Yes.
for anything you want.
Say, I want some muffins.
You need a muffin.
Thank you. I do. So busy week for both of you. Busy weekend coming up.
It's we're blessed. Blessed and highly favored.
There you go. I'm feeling the same way.
And then we'll be back out at the Jacksonville Farmers Market Saturday.
How's that going?
It's been really nice. We've been blessed with some good weather and
Some good produce to sell.
good produce,
Good turnout.
Good people.
good people, good turnout, and lots of regulars. And we appreciate you guys. And if you're not a regular, come on out and become one.
Do you have baked goods for sale also? Or
Yes.
do you make muffins and your delicious banana breads?
Yes. Yes. And Chuck's Party makes sausage balls and cheese straws.
Cheese straws and salsas.
Brownies and salsas and fresh fried white corn tortilla chips.
We're doing a salsa roja and a salsa verde, and we're coming out with a black bean and corn salsa.
Oh, I love that.
And
got our
salsa
hands on some
violetta.
great silver cream corn to go in there, so that's going to be nice, fresh from the
Soon
market.
as the purple tomatillas are ripe, we'll be having a salsa violetta.
Sounds pretty.
It will be.
It does.
I'm working on some stuff with the less normal tomatoes, if you will. That, like last week, we had the peaches with the orange pixies and the sugar baby in them, just in a bowl, just peaches and tomatoes, and that was pretty good. And so I'm going to can some of
kind
that.
of marinate it, let it marinate together. That was a nice balance between the sweet peach and the
It was
acidic
surprising.
tomato, and that turned
Yeah,
out
not
good.
something you would necessarily. I just put it together because the colors were good, and then it tasted good too.
It tasted wonderful together. I was surprised when you said tomatoes and peaches. I was like,
yeah.
okay,
What was
but
she
it was
thinking?
so good.
Been talking about doing some chutneys, so we may come out with a tomato chutney soon.
Yep.
And
Chutney.
It's fun to work with so
It
many
is.
fresh vegetables.
it is
It's just
you know,
great.
just how I walk in my kitchen, that my island there's no room to work because it's covered with produce. And
That's why you have to go to the farmer's market and
it.
take some of this produce off their hands
Please.
so they can have
Yes.
some workspace.
these muffins are fantastic. I love the fresh peaches. That's it's a little less common to see a peach muffin, and I think it goes really great. And the lime glaze is
I don't know
fantastic.
if I've ever tried a peach muffin. I gotta clean my plate
It
first,
is.
though. I'm telling you, it's a thing with me.
Because those are the rules.
That's
So I
the
can go back and
rules.
forth. I can eat my dessert and eat my
Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm
scallops
gonna.
with it, and
But I'm
We will
eating the
take
rest
it-
of
we
this.
will
Don't
not
take
take
it
your plate.
away.
Yeah.
Think about it.
But I gotta
Muffins
try
are
this
good
muffin.
breakfast food too. They're like banana nut bread. You know, it's out the door food.
And speaking of the banana nut bread, it can be found for purchase in the mornings. Tell us everybody where that
Is
can be
it called coffee right now and all the time? And unless they sell more than I bring.
And they have just been a fantastic host for us. And
Indeed.
Big shout out to Jared and the gang out there. They do a wonderful job.
They do. They're very community oriented, and so if you have a thing that you want to do, give them a shout. They'll
They
make
just
room for you.
hosted just last week. They hosted Coffee with the
Coffee
Chamber.
with the Chamber, yeah.
At the Chamber of Commerce, and we had a great turnout for that. And it was great to see everybody. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
This
man.
muffin. I've never had a peach muffin.
What a better way to eat a peach, right?
I mean,
But a muffin makes everything better, kind of like butter.
it does. And this glaze, that
Like
just
that?
tops
I
it
like
off.
that
I
lime
mean, it
glaze.
just takes it to another level. Get you some muffins, y'all.
Or order a dozen for the office, and we can
Yeah, you
deliver
could
them.
be the favorite.
Absolutely.
If you
And we do blueberry and apple cinnamon and banana muffins also. Actually, we can pretty much turn anything into a muffin that you want.
And probably at a better deal than the donut shops.
Indeed. Muffins with scallops would probably not be good, but
Scallop muffins.
yeah, we think.
meh. I think
Yeah.
we'll
I mean,
just
it's worth giving it a look.
Like a scallop cheddar bay biscuit.
yeah, would be better than a muffin.
I
Okay,
love
one more thing.
Wednesday mornings.
Mhm.
You know, it's always easy because I get to have so many great guests and get to meet so many people. But there is something about Wednesday.
This is definitely the highlight of our week.
Well, good. I'm so glad. I know it's been
sharing
amazing
things.
to make new friends and to learn new recipes and to show our viewers easier ways to go about recipes, and also a way easier way, just order. Just order from Oven Odyssey. I mean, of course, if you love to cook, go for it. But if you don't have the time or the desire to cook, you don't have to, and you can still feed your family something delicious that is healthier
Got you covered.
option.
You can even tell them you made it.
Yeah, I mean, they won't mind. Or know that I'm going to do it. Shh.
You know, if you go through a drive-through somewhere and try to feed your family, it's going to cost what it would cost you for us to prepare for you food for 4.
Yeah, it gets so expensive, and to go through a drive-through and you're eating all this processed food,
And you feel terrible afterwards.
you really do. You really do. So make sure to call Oven Odyssey or text them today, 938-899-4222. You can also find them on Facebook, Oven Odyssey. Check them out, and also share with us recipes that you do try.
Yes, or processes that you try.
And, you know,
It's like,
something
that
else
worked
for you
out
is
really
everybody
well.
asks me, where can you catch the show?
Okay.
And you know, you can catch all of your morning shows on Facebook and on YouTube.
And on our app, so you can download that app today. The $10 TV, there's so many programming. Well, with that, we're gonna have to wish you a